Stalker 2, Heart of Chernobyl, is a sequel to the famous Stalker series developed by GSC Game World. This first-person shooter, rooted in survival horror and role-playing elements, continues the legacy of its predecessors by immersing in a richly detailed and haunting post-apocalyptic Chornobyl exclusion zone. The game builds upon the dark, atmospheric storytelling and open-world exploration that have become hallmarks of the series. This fourth installment is poised to deliver an intense and immersive experience, blending cutting-edge technology with deep narrative elements. Heart of Chernobyl is set in an alternative reality where the Chernobyl nuclear power plant disaster has led to a series of strange and terrifying phenomena. The exclusion zone, known as the Zone, has become a dangerous and mysterious place filled with deadly anomalies, mutated creatures, and valuable artifacts. The Zone is both threat and opportunity for the Stalkers, mercenaries, explorers, and fortune seekers who venture into the Zone in search of wealth, knowledge, and adventure. The atmosphere of the Heart of Chernobyl is deeply rooted in the horror and sci-fi traditions. The developers have taken great care to create a world that feels alive, yet eerily desolate. The world is a sprawling, open environment with dynamic weather, day-night cycles, and a high level of environmental detail. This attention to detail not only enhances the visual experience but also contributes to the sense of immersion and tension, as players must constantly be on guard against the dangers that arise at different times of the day. The Heart of Chernobyl continues the series' tradition of blending FPS gameplay with survival mechanics and RPG elements. Players must manage their resources carefully, including weapons, ammunition, food, and medical supplies. The game's inventory system requires players to make strategic decisions about what to carry, as weight and stamina limitations can impact mobility and combat effectiveness. Combat is intense and unforgiving. Players face off against human enemies, such as bandits and rival stalker factions, but also non-human threats, including mutants and anomalous creatures. The AI behavior is designed to be challenging and unpredictable, with enemies using tactics that force players to think on their feet. The game's weaponry is based on real-world firearms, and the developers have emphasized realism in their design, with detailed ballistics and weapon customization options. Stalker 2 masterfully blends horror and environmental storytelling to create an immersive and unsettling experience. The Chernobyl exclusion zone amplifies the tension with its decaying structures, abandoned facilities, and hauntingly quiet forests. Every venture into the unknown is a nerve-wracking experience which will force the player to reconsider firing every bullet. Sound design plays a crucial role, with distant growls, whispers, and environmental noises that heighten the sense of dread. The environment here is not just a backdrop but an active element of the horror, constantly reminding players of the dangers lurking in every shadow. Anomalies, a signature element of the Stalker series, play a crucial role in the gameplay. These are mysterious, often deadly phenomena scattered throughout the zone. Some anomalies will be stationary, while others can move or even change locations, adding an element of unpredictability to exploration. Players must use specialized equipment, such as detectors and protective gear, to navigate through anomalous areas safely. Artifacts, rare and valuable items found within anomalies, can be collected and used to enhance the player's abilities or traded for currency. The game also introduces a non-linear narrative structure, where player choices can significantly impact the story and its outcome. Multiple endings are possible depending on the alliances players form, the missions they undertake, and the decisions they make throughout the game. This branching storyline adds replay value and encourages players to explore different paths and outcomes. Heart of Chernobyl will run on the Unreal Engine 5, which allows for highly detailed environments, realistic lighting, and complex visual effects. The game features ray tracing, which enhances the realism of lighting and shadows, creating a more immersive atmosphere. The developers have also implemented advanced AI systems which govern the behavior of NPCs and wildlife, making the world feel dynamic and reactive to the player's actions. The game's graphics are not only visually stunning but also serve to deepen the narrative experience. The decaying ruins of Soviet-era infrastructure, the eerie silence of abandoned villages, and the terrifying beauty of the zone's anomalies all contribute to the game's unique aesthetic. This visual storytelling is complemented by a haunting soundtrack that underscores the tension and isolation of the zone. The development of Stalker 2 has been long and fraught with challenges. Originally announced in 2010, the project faced numerous delays and was even cancelled at one point before being revived by GSC Game World in 2018. GSC Game World was established in Kiev, Ukraine, with the initial focus on developing strategy games. The studio's first major success came with the release of Cossacks European Wars in 2001, a real-time strategy RTS game set in 17th and 18th century Europe. The game was well received, praised for its large-scale battles and historical accuracy, and it became a significant commercial success, particularly in Europe. The success of Cossacks helped GSC Game World establish itself as a prominent developer, and the studio continued to build on this success with sequels and expansions. However, it was clear that the team had ambitions beyond the RTS genre, and these ambitions would soon lead to the creation of one of the most influential game series of the 2000s. The idea for the Stalker series was conceived in the early 2000s, inspired by the novel Roadside Picnic by Arkady and Boris Strugatsky and Andrei Tarkovsky's film Stalker. The first game in the series, Stalker Shadow of Chornobyl, was announced in 2001, but its development was plagued with difficulties. The game was originally slated for release in 2003, but it faced multiple delays due to technical challenges and the sheer scale of the project. The development team was creating a new game engine, X-Ray, from scratch, which would allow for the game's open-world environment, dynamic AI, and detailed physics. However, this ambitious undertaking took much longer than anticipated. The game was met with critical acclaim for its atmosphere, storytelling, and innovative gameplay mechanics. It became a cult classic, and its success cemented GSC Game World as a leading developer in the industry. Following its success, GSC Game World quickly expanded the Stalker universe with two standalone expansions, Clear Sky and Call of Pripyat. However, the success of the Stalker series was not without its challenges. In 2011, GSC Game World unexpectedly announced that it was ceasing operations, and the development of Stalker 2, which had been announced in 2010, was halted. The closure was attributed to financial difficulties and internal issues within the studio. After several years of silence, GSC made a surprising return in 2014, announcing the revival of Stalker 2. The development has been significantly impacted by the ongoing conflict in Ukraine. GSC Game World, being based in Kyiv, found itself at the epicenter of the crisis following Russia's invasion of Ukraine in 2022. The war has posed immense challenges for the studio, with some developers reportedly relocating to continue their work in safer conditions, while others have joined the Ukrainian defense efforts. Despite these challenges, GSC Game World has remained committed to completing the video game. The studio's resilience in the face of adversity has been widely recognized, and the game has taken on additional significance as a symbol of Ukrainian cultural resilience and creativity. Like many high-profile game releases, Heart of Chernobyl has not been without its controversies. The game's use of blockchain technology and NFTs, non-fungible tokens, sparked backlash from the community, leading to the developers eventually canceling their plans to include these features. Additionally, the game's development has been impacted by the geopolitical situation in Ukraine, with the ongoing conflict posing significant challenges for the Ukrainian-based GSC Game World. Since then, the development team has remained committed to delivering a high-quality game that meets the expectations of its fan base. The delays and controversies have only added to the game's mystique and continues to be the most anticipated shooter of 2024.
Закохалися у цей світ, щоб ви могли себе уявити в ньому, щоб ви могли знайти себе в ньому, щоб ви отримували задоволення від процесу, не думаючи про кінцевий результат. І навіть якщо це буде просто задоволення від класного шутеру від першого лиця, ми сподіваємося, що ви його запам'ятаєте, тому що він інакший, він живий. Все, що ми робимо, це для того, щоб вам сподобалося. Ми мріємо, щоб так і було.